Last night, Archangel Michael moved through your home, removing energies that were blocking your peace. That's why you woke up feeling different today. My beloved child, something divine happened last night. As the world slept, Archangel Michael descended in silence. He moved through your home like a wave of golden fire. Walls that once held sorrow began to tremble and release pain. Every whisper of fear hiding in your corners was lifted away. You may not have seen him, but your soul surely felt the shift. That's why you woke up today with a peace you couldn't explain. The angels say the night wasn't ordinary, it was sacred. Michael's sword of light cut cords that tied your spirit down. The energy that clouded your joy has been dismantled fully. You stepped into a morning that carries heavenly fragrance. Notice how your breathing feels lighter, more sacred, more alive. That's not your imagination. That's divine atmosphere around you. You're living inside the echo of a heavenly cleansing right now. Child of light, the heavens have been watching your struggle. There were spirits of confusion walking your halls unnoticed. They whispered doubts into your heart while you slept in faith. But Michael came when your soul cried for peace beyond words. He touched the walls, the air, and even your very heartbeat. Every vibration in your home was rewritten by angelic code. And this morning, you're living in the frequency of restoration. Something inside you might still feel emotional or tearful now. That's a sign that the old energy has finally been uprooted. Don't fear the quiet that surrounds you. It's divine silence. Heaven has turned your home into a sanctuary of renewal. Archangel Michael stands at your doorway, guarding your rest. Your nights will no longer carry the weight of unseen battles. Peace has chosen your address, and it's not leaving again. Before you move away from this message, pause right now. Feel that warmth spreading across your chest. That's his sign. This transformation isn't random. It's your spiritual alignment. Michael wants you to know you were never forgotten. Your prayers invited heaven's army into your space last night. Your house has been sealed under divine protection today. Keep your faith alive. You're entering your restoration season. Type "I receive divine peace" in the comments below if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 4488 has now been activated. Dearest one, when Archangel Michael entered your home last night, he did not come empty-handed. He carried the light of divine truth, the sword that separates what is holy from what is heavy. Every corner of your space, every shadow that lingered without reason, was touched by his brilliance. You may not have seen the flash of wings or heard the strike of his sword, yet your soul felt the tremor. The trembling in your spirit was not fear, it was release. Heaven was rewriting the atmosphere of your home, preparing it for a new beginning. This is why you woke up today feeling different, lighter, perhaps even a bit disoriented. Your body is adjusting to a higher vibration, one free from the dense energies that once surrounded you. There was a time when you felt waves of anxiety moving through your nights without explanation. At moments, it felt like invisible hands pressing upon your chest or a heaviness that had no name. But last night, the Archangel stepped into that unseen storm. With one motion, he split the darkness apart, commanding all that was not of God to depart. His authority is absolute. No force of confusion or despair can resist his decree. As he moved, light filled the spaces where fear used to live. The walls of your home absorbed that light, and it began to hum with spiritual clarity. Even your dreams were purified. That's why they may have felt vivid, bright, or strangely comforting. Heaven was whispering to your subconscious, reminding you that the battle has already been won. Michael does not simply cleanse, he restores order where chaos once dwelled. He aligned the energy of your home with divine truth. The cluttered thoughts, the scattered emotions, the heaviness that often seemed to hang in the air, all were recalibrated into harmony. The Archangel's presence brings a sound frequency that resonates with heavenly peace. Some may hear it as silence, others as a gentle ringing in the ear, or perhaps a sudden stillness that feels sacred rather than empty. That sound is a sign, the divine signal that peace has taken its rightful throne within your space. You are no longer walking through the same environment you knew yesterday. Last night was a spiritual reset ordained by heaven itself. There was a specific moment, round the time when your heart grew still in sleep, that Michael and his host of angels entered through the unseen gate. They moved through your rooms like radiant wind. Where arguments had once echoed, laughter began to take root. Where sadness had rested, joy started to bloom again. Every memory that once replayed with pain was washed clean in the river of divine mercy. The angels sealed your mirrors with light so that only truth and love could reflect back to you. Even your bed, your pillows, and the very air you breathe carry a new vibration, one that nourishes your spirit rather than draining it. You might have noticed small signs today, a sudden desire to clean, to open windows, to let sunlight pour in. That is not coincidence. That is your spirit responding to the angelic purification. The air wants to move because it remembers freedom. When you feel that urge, follow it. Light a candle, say a small prayer, or play gentle music that invites heaven to remain. Archangel Michael has not left. He has stationed a guardian presence in your home. This invisible watchman will maintain the purity that was established last night. From this day forward, your home has become a resting place of divine light, a safe zone between heaven and earth. Do not be surprised if your emotions shift suddenly in the coming days. Sometimes after a deep spiritual cleansing, the body releases old feelings or memories as they surface to leave for good. You may cry without knowing why. You may laugh unexpectedly or feel an overwhelming calm that silences your thoughts. Allow these sensations to pass through you. They are proof that Michael's work was real. You are being emptied of burdens you didn't even realize you carried. It is a holy detox, a gentle exorcism of all that was false, dark, and misaligned. The angels want you to know that your home was not chosen by chance. There are prayers you spoke months ago, perhaps in a moment of desperation, asking for peace to return. Adam remembered every word. Michael's movement through your space was a divine response to those cries. He came not only to remove what was heavy but to deposit blessings that had been delayed. Opportunities that once felt blocked are being unsealed. Conversations that once ended in confusion will now flow with grace. Relationships in your household are about to shift, not through conflict, but through clarity. Truth will surface, and with it, peace will deepen. Take a moment tonight before you sleep again. Sit quietly in your room, close your eyes, and whisper these words, Archangel Michael, I thank you for cleansing my home. Let this peace remain. You may feel a subtle warmth rise around you, or sense a calm wave moving through the air. That is his acknowledgement, a sign that the divine shield remains in place. If you listen closely, you may even sense the faint sound of wings brushing the unseen space around you. That's not imagination. That's heaven's confirmation. Hold on, because this story is not over yet. What Michael began last night will continue through the next few days. He is aligning your home, your heart, and even your destiny to flow together. You are being moved into divine timing, where every event, every conversation, and every silence has purpose. Nothing will be random anymore. You are walking inside the current of spiritual restoration, and the angels are making sure you don't drift off course. Before this moment fades, seal it with faith. Whisper softly, peace is my inheritance. Those words become light in the unseen, marking your home as a sanctuary forever. Heaven hears declarations of faith like those. They echo through eternity. And when you speak them, Archangel Michael strengthens his guard around you even more. Type "My home is sealed in light" in the comments if this message is speaking to your soul. Blessing code 5599 has now been activated. Precious soul, the night that just passed was not the end of your deliverance. It was only the opening of a sacred chapter. What Archangel Michael began within the walls of your home has now extended into your personal atmosphere. The air around you carries a fragrance unseen by the eye but felt deeply in the spirit. It is the scent of divine release. Last night, as Michael moved through your dwelling, he placed a seal not only on your home but upon your name. That seal marks you as one who hath been chosen to carry peace into places that still tremble with unrest. You did not simply receive a blessing, you became one. The light that entered your space is now radiating from within you, and everywhere you walk, that frequency of peace travels before you. When you stepped out of bed this morning, your feet met holy ground. Heaven has expanded its territory through your obedience and prayer. Archangel Michael does not visit without purpose. He is heaven's enforcer of divine order, and his mission is always precise. For years, spiritual residue from others may have clung to your space, visitors who carried burdens, conversations that ended in bitterness, even memories of trauma that embedded themselves into the corners of your home. But now those echoes have been silenced. Where grief once lingered, serenity has taken root. Even the light coming through your windows feels different because it is shining upon an environment renewed by heavenly decree. Michael stood over your home last night as the armies of heaven surrounded it. Every whisper of negativity was commanded to leave. Every curse, every spoken word against your peace was overturned by divine justice. There were prayers from your ancestors that reached their fulfillment through this visitation. What you felt this morning, that unexplainable calm, that sense of gentle power, was the residue of angelic warfare that concluded in your favor. You might have woken up earlier than usual or felt drawn to pray unexpectedly. That is your spirit responding to heaven's new order. The angels say this: peace is no longer something you seek. Peace is now your dwelling place. In the coming days, you may notice people reacting differently around you. Some will feel comfort in your presence. Others may feel unsettled without understanding why. It is not you they are reacting to. It is the divine energy that now surrounds you. Archangel Michael's light exposes whatever is false, and that exposure brings purification. You have become a vessel that carries holy truth. Do not be afraid of those who cannot stay in your energy for long. It simply means your light has grown too bright for their hidden shadows. Let them go with love, for your journey now requires pure connections, honest conversations, and relationships anchored in peace. Last night, as Michael moved through your home, he spoke a word over your destiny. It was not audible in the natural, but your spirit heard it clearly. The delay is over. The things that were held back, ideas, opportunities, breakthroughs, are being released now. Some of those blockages were not just external. They were energetic knots in your environment, formed by fear and old pain. The angelic cleansing uncoiled though. That is why new ideas are beginning to float to you, and the weight that once made decision-making difficult has been lifted. Heaven is aligning you with divine clarity. From this day onward, confusion will no longer find a home within your thoughts. You might also notice that sleep feels different. The heaviness that used to visit your nights is gone. Dreams will now carry meaning, symbols, and reassurance. Michael has stationed angels of rest around you, ensuring that your sleep becomes a place of revelation instead of anxiety. Each night you lay your head down, light surrounds you. You are being reintroduced to the kind of rest that restores both body and soul. The Archangel has cleared the path between your conscious and subconscious mind so that divine messages can reach you without interference. Keep a notebook nearby. You will begin to receive insights, confirmations, and even instructions that guide you into your next season. Heaven wants you to understand something profound. This visitation was not random. It was the result of your perseverance in faith even when you felt unseen. Every prayer whispered in frustration, every tear shed in silence, every moment you chose to forgive instead of retaliate, they all built an altar in the unseen realm. That altar caught heaven's attention, and last night, the fire of God fell upon it, summoning Archangel Michael himself to act on your behalf. The spiritual transaction hath been completed. You are standing inside the answer to your own prayers. Now, beloved one, it is time to maintain what has been given. Keep your space filled with gratitude. Speak words of life into your atmosphere. Play music that carries worship, not noise. Open your windows and let fresh air move freely. It symbolizes the flow of divine presence. You are the keeper of this newfound peace. The Archangel's mission in your home is finished, but his guardians remain, waiting for your faith to sustain what he has established. When you feel waves of peace, say aloud, Michael, thank you for guarding this sanctuary. Each time you acknowledge him, the light in your home strengthens. Before you continue, take a deep breath and sense what is happening in the invisible right now. Heaven is celebrating the restoration that has occurred in your life. Angels are rejoicing because another home has been claimed for light. You are part of a larger movement, one where heaven is reclaiming spaces on earth to become portals of divine peace. Every time you share this message, you participate in that mission. You become a messenger of what Archangel Michael is still doing across the world. Hold this truth in your spirit. You are not just a receiver of peace. You are now an agent of it. Wherever your footsteps land, they carry the echo of last night's angelic visitation. This transformation is permanent because it was sealed by divine command. Walk through your day knowing you are wrapped in celestial light. If this message is stirring something within your heart, then let your voice be heard. Like, share, comment, and subscribe so that more souls can hear what heaven is doing right now. Spread the message. You never know whose home might be next to receive this divine touch. Type I am carrying heaven's peace in the comments if this message has confirmed what your spirit already felt. Blessing code 6633 has now been released. Now, as this moment settles, listen closely. There is something more heaven wants to reveal through this series of messages. And before that comes, here is a divine invitation. When you sow into this mission, you are not supporting a platform. You are fueling heaven's movement on earth. Each offering is a key that unlocks freedom for another soul bound in darkness. Archangel Michael's work does not end with one home. It continues through every person who carries this word forward. The word says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." That promise is alive right now. I invite you, as one who has tasted peace, to sow into the light. I speak as one sent. Your gift becomes oil upon the flame that spreads divine restoration to others. Heaven recognizes those who give into divine order. They are recorded as partners in the work of angels. The links to give, through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal in the description, are not just auctions. They are prophetic doors. Walk through them, and the same protection covering your home will multiply in your life. Blessed are those who act when heaven stirs their heart. your giving today will echo in eternity. Beloved soul, as the dawn breaks after a night of divine visitation, the residue of heaven still clings to the air. You may feel a strange mix of stillness and expectancy, as if something invisible continues to unfold around you. That sense is not your imagination. Archangel Michael has not departed completely. He remains near, overseeing the stabilization of what was cleansed. Every beam of light that entered your home last night is now weaving itself into your surroundings, fortifying every corner against the shadows that once hid there. Heaven's order is like architecture. It builds slowly, layer by layer, until the structure becomes unshakable. This is what is happening right now within your walls and within your soul. There is a sacred law that follows every divine intervention. When the darkness leaves, the space it once occupied must be filled with light, gratitude, and truth. Michael's purpose was not only to remove what oppressed you, but to prepare a place for the presence of God's peace to dwell continually. If you notice quiet moments where your thoughts drift to old worries or familiar pain, understand that they are not returning forces. They are echoes. The light within you is confronting the residue of what used to control your emotions. Do not engage those memories as reality. Instead, breathe and whispered light has filled this place. With those words, you affirm heaven's reality over every trace of shadow. You see, Archangel Michael's work does not end with destruction of darkness. It continues with instruction. He teaches the soul how to remain in balance, how to walk with spiritual awareness. Many people receive divine visitation but lose its effect because they return to their old patterns of thought and speech. But you are not called to repeat cycles. You are chosen to break them. Your home has become an altar, and you are its keeper. This altar requires no stone or incense, only truth and gratitude. Every act of kindness, every word of peace, every moment you choose forgiveness over resentment adds another layer of light to your dwelling. You are learning the rhythm of heaven, and Michael is your unseen mentor. There are moments when you may feel an unusual warmth move through your body or a sudden rush of peace as you sit quietly. Those are not coincidences. They are reminders that the angelic presence remains active. The air in your home now carries spiritual intelligence. Even when you are unaware, light flows through it like electricity, preserving what was established. When you speak words of love or prayer, that current strengthens. When you speak words of fear or complaint, it weakens. Archangel Michael desires to teach you the power of agreement. Heaven responds to voices that echo its truth. Each time you affirm divine peace, the atmosphere around you thickens with protection. Each time you dwell on worry, that current is momentarily dimmed. But fear not. Light always prevails when faith is chosen. Heaven is showing me something about you. There is a calling hidden beneath the calm you now carry. Is the calling to intercede, to stand in the gap for others who are still bound in confusion. The peace that Michael secured in your home was not meant to stay confined. You are being prepared to speak into the lives of others, not through preaching, but through presence. When you visit a friend, when you walk into a workplace, when you speak gently to someone in distress, that same angelic energy will flow through you. You are becoming a conduit of divine restoration. People will feel calm around you without knowing why. That is not coincidence, that is purpose. There will also be subtle tests in the days ahead. Some old situations may try to revisit, misunderstandings, lingering tensions, or emotional triggers. Do not see them as setbacks. They are opportunities for heaven to display the transformation within you. When these moments arise, remember the silence of last night, the way peace descended without noise or chaos. Respond from that same stillness. Michael's sword not only fights battles in the unseen, It teaches you how to wield peace as a weapon. Peace is not weakness. It is authority under control. When you choose calm over reaction, heaven moves through your restraint, and darkness loses its foothold. Another layer of this cleansing is about time itself. Many people live in homes where yesterday's pain continues to replay, trapping them in emotional time loops. But last night, time was reset for you. The energy of regret was broken, and the pattern of repetition was dismantled. That is why your memories may feel distant, as if they've lost their sting. It's because Archangel Michael cut the ties that anchored you to what no longer serves your divine journey. You are free to live in the present, fully awake, fully aligned. Each day will begin to feel new again, not because your circumstances changed instantly, but because your perspective has. You may also feel drawn to purify your surroundings physically, cleaning, redecorating, rearranging furniture. Follow that instinct. Is your spirit partnering with heaven's order? The natural mirrors the spiritual. When you create physical harmony, you strengthen spiritual equilibrium. Add light to your rooms, burn candles of gentle fragrance, open windows for sunlight and air. These are not just actions of tidiness, they are acts of worship. Each one tells heaven, I honor what you have done here. In response, angelic presence deepens. Your home will begin to feel like a place where time slows, where stress dissolves, and where clarity grows. Beloved, there is something else Archangel Michael wants you to know. The same light that filled your home can extend to your relationships. The peace you feel is powerful enough to heal conversations long broken. Begin to bless those who wronged you, not by denying what happened, but by refusing to carry the residue of pain. The sword that Michael wields also severs bitterness. When you release others, you release yourself. Heaven celebrates every time forgiveness is chosen over resentment, for that act creates the same frequency of freedom that angels dwell in. Before this moment fades, anchor it with faith. Close your eyes and whisper, this peace is permanent. Allow those words to become truth within you. The heavens echo agreement when you speak alignment. Hold this awareness. The work that began last night continues through your agreement today. Archangel Michael watches with quiet satisfaction, knowing that his mission has not been wasted. You are now a living sanctuary of peace. But hold on, dear one, for what comes next will deepen everything you have experienced. The next revelation will show you why Michael was sent to your home specifically and what divine message he carried for your future. You won't want to miss what heaven is about to unfold. Type peace is permanent in my home in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 7744 has now been released. Beloved child of light, the angels rejoice as you continue to walk in the peace that has been restored to your home. Yet heaven wants you to know that the cleansing was only the beginning. What happened last night was not just about your space, it was about your assignment. Archangel Michael's movement through your home was a spiritual signal, a divine announcement that your life is stepping into a new season of alignment. You were not merely rescued, you were commissioned. Every wave of calm that now fills your home carries a message from heaven. You are ready. Ready for what you might ask. Ready to live as one who has tasted divine order and must now carry that order wherever chaos once reigned. There are moments after great spiritual encounters when silence follows. You may feel an odd quiet inside you, as if the noise of life has dimmed. That stillness is not emptiness. It is space being made for instruction. Heaven does not pour new revelation into a crowded mind. Michael removed the clutter not only from your home but from your inner sanctuary, preparing your spirit to receive new guidance. Over the coming days you may begin to sense subtle insights, gentle nudges, inner impressions, sudden awareness of direction. These are not random thoughts. They are divine whispers, fragments of heavenly guidance meant for your next step. Archangel Michael's assignment in your home was deeply connected to your destiny. He removed energies that had built barriers around your purpose. Some of those blockages took the form of distraction, fatigue, or even recurring doubt. They were like invisible nets cast over your spirit, holding you back from full movement. But last night, when his sword of light pierced through your space, those nets were cut apart. That is why you may feel new energy rising within you, or a restlessness that calls you to move forward. It is the spirit within you recognizing freedom. Heaven has restored momentum to your path. What once felt delayed will now accelerate in divine timing. You must understand something crucial. When the atmosphere around you is transformed, the atmosphere within you must adapt to match it. The light that now fills your home requires a host who remains conscious of purity, gratitude, and focus. This is not about perfection. It is about awareness. Archangel Michael's energy resonates with clarity and discipline. When you live with intention, when you speak with truth, when you act with compassion, you align with his frequency. But when you allow fear or carelessness to govern your choices, the resonance weakens. This is why heaven emphasizes mindfulness in this season. You are learning to sustain what has been established through awareness, not effort. Take note of how the air feels when you pray now. There is a density to it, as if your words carry more weight. That sensation is real. The spiritual atmosphere of your home has become conductive. Every declaration you make now travels faster and farther into the unseen realm. This is the advantage of a purified space. Prayers spoken in peace are magnified. Gratitude echoes louder. Every time you say, "Thank you," light expands across your surroundings. You are co-creating with heaven, reinforcing what Michael began. Remember, divine order thrives where gratitude abides. The Archangel's work has opened a portal of grace in your environment, but your continual gratitude keeps it active. Do not underestimate the transformation occurring around you. Even your thoughts are being refined. The energies that once clouded your discernment are gone, leaving clarity to rise. Heaven is increasing your perception, not for curiosity's sake, but for preparation. There are people who will soon cross your path, drawn unconsciously to the peace within you. Some will come broken, others skeptical, and some carrying invisible burdens. You will recognize them by the heaviness they bring when they speak. Do not be alarmed. This is part of your mission. The peace you carry will naturally begin to cleanse those who approach you. Archangel Michael will be with you during these interactions, guiding your responses and shielding your heart from absorbing their pain. You are being trained to serve as a vessel of transference, one who receives from heaven and releases healing through presence alone. Heaven reveals that your prayers have shifted from personal petitions to divine partnership. You are no longer simply asking for peace. You are guarding it. Each day, as you wake, declare, "My home and my life remain in divine order." This declaration acts like a spiritual seal, preventing negativity from finding re-entry. Michael's sword stands guard, but your words maintain the fortress. There may still be days when you sense heaviness at your doorstep, stray energies from the world outside trying to gain access. When that happens, speak boldly. Light fills this space. Darkness has no claim here. Those words are not just affirmations. They are commands that angels respond to. Authority grows through consistent faith. You might notice subtle changes in your environment too. Colors seem brighter, sounds more defined. Even the air feels alive. These are not just sensory illusions. When a home has been purified, It vibrates at a higher spiritual frequency. The physical world begins to mirror that vibration. Plants thrive more easily, rest becomes deeper, and even technology malfunctions less often because harmony affects all forms of energy. Your home has become a living organism, breathing in heaven's peace and exhaling restoration into your life. You are not merely living in it, you are in partnership with it. Every corner, every beam, every room now collaborates with your purpose. Archangel Michael's presence also signifies divine protection, not just from external harm but from inner sabotage. There were times when you unknowingly limited yourself, speaking words that weakened your progress. Heaven's correction is gentle but firm. Speak only what aligns with your calling. If you catch yourself saying, "I can't," replace it with "I am learning." Words are spiritual codes, and in a purified environment, they manifest with speed. Michael stands as a witness to every declaration, enforcing those that carry truth and dissolving those spoken in fear. You are entering a season where your tongue will shape reality faster than ever before. Before this message concludes, pause and look around your space. Sense the quiet power that lingers. That is not emptiness. It is divine readiness. Heaven has not just visited, it has decided to remain. Every night, as darkness falls, light will move unseen through your rooms, ensuring that peace endures. You are living within a sanctuary overseen by the commander of heaven's armies. This is no small thing. It is a covenant. Stay close, because what heaven reveals next will uncover the purpose behind this transformation. The specific message Michael came to deliver about your future and your divine assignment in the days ahead. Something extraordinary is waiting to be revealed. Type "I am ready for divine purpose" in the comments if this word is alive in your spirit. Blessing code 8877 has now been released. Beloved vessel of light, the heavens are still resonating with the sound of your transformation. The shift that began within your home has now moved through the very fabric of your destiny. When Archangel Michael entered your space, he did not only cleanse your environment, he also awakened a divine calling that had been lying dormant within your spirit. The peace you now feel is not the end of your journey but the beginning of a new purpose. The same sword that removed darkness from your home has carved a path for your future. You have been chosen to carry light into the places where fear has built walls, and heaven is now preparing you for that sacred assignment. In the stillness that follows divine encounters, it is easy to wonder what comes next. You may even question the weight of what you have felt, asking yourself whether it was real or imagined. But the truth is simple. The evidence of heaven's touch is not in your feelings but in your transformation. Look closely at the small changes happening in your thoughts. Notice how peace rises faster now, how old fears lose their grip before they can root again. This is how the spiritual becomes tangible. Michael's presence trained your inner atmosphere to recognize divine truth. That awareness will become your greatest weapon. For discernment is heaven's way of ensuring you never return to what once confined you. There is something sacred about the way heaven prepares a soul for its next season. Before new doors open, God always purifies the ground beneath your feet. Your home was cleansed because it mirrors your inner life. It had to be free of residue before the next wave of divine instruction could arrive. The environment around you hath been aligned so that your spirit can receive revelation without distortion. This is why distractions seem to fade, why certain desires no longer pull you as they once did. It is not loss, it is refinement. You are being positioned for precision. Heaven trusts you with clarity, and clarity is one of the highest gifts. Archangel Michael stands as the guardian of purpose. His sword does more than battle, it separates truth from illusion. He has been assigned to guide you into spiritual accuracy. You may begin to feel drawn to certain ideas, projects, or acts of service that carry the fragrance of divine timing. Pay attention to these impressions. The light in your home has merged with the light in your spirit, and this combination will begin to illuminate pathways that were once hidden. Dreams will return with new depth. Ideas will come to you unexpectedly, and what once felt impossible will begin to unfold naturally. This is the mark of divine orchestration, the effortless unfolding of heaven's will through a yielded vessel. Michael's presence also awakens courage. You will notice that your responses to fear have changed. What once intimidated you now appears smaller, as though stripped of its power. This is not arrogance. It is authority rediscovered. The Archangel's energy has strengthened your spiritual spine. You will begin to speak truth without trembling and act in faith without second-guessing. When heaven calls a person into purpose, fear often tries to disguise itself as caution, whispering that it is safer to wait. But you are no longer meant to wait. The time of preparation has ended. The time of movement has begun. Step forward with quiet boldness, for the same light that protected your home now walks before you. Understand that the transformation you experienced was never meant to remain personal. Divine peace is contagious by design. Every interaction you have now becomes an opportunity for that peace to spread. When others speak of chaos or worry, you will notice how their energy shifts in your presence. That is not coincidence. That is ministry. Without preaching a word, you will become a living testimony of what divine intervention looks like. Heaven's plan is subtle yet powerful. It sends peace through people who have encountered it. You are now an ambassador of serenity in a world starving for calm. Do not fear if opposition arises. Light always draws attention from darkness. Sometimes, after a great cleansing, there is a brief resistance, like wind pushing against a newly opened door. It is not a sign that peace has left. It is a test of faith. When small disturbances occur, whether through sudden conflict or minor setbacks, remain still. Speak softly. His peace cannot be stolen. Those words reinforce the barrier Michael established around your life. Darkness recognizes authority and retreats from it. The key is to remain unshaken, for peace is not the absence of trouble. It is the mastery of stillness within it. Heaven wants you to begin documenting what you experience in this season. Keep a record of your dreams, the impressions that visit during prayer, the sudden alignments that seem too perfect to be coincidence. These are messages woven into your daily life, signs that the spiritual realm is guiding your journey. Archangel Michael often communicates through confirmation, a repeated number, a phrase heard twice in one day, a moment of unexpected clarity. When these things occur, pause and give thanks. Gratitude cements revelation. The more you acknowledge divine communication, the more it increases. Heaven speaks most clearly to those who listen with reverence. There is also a deeper layer to this season, divine protection through discernment. Some connections may begin to dissolve, friendships, habits, or environments that no longer align with your vibration of peace. Let them go without resistance. Michael removes not to punish but to preserve. What is leaving your life cannot travel where you are headed. You are being repositioned among those who carry similar light, who speak faith fluently and walk in integrity. Your circle will grow smaller for a time, but its purity will multiply its power. Heaven is not isolating you. It is refining your atmosphere again, this time through relationships. Do not be surprised if opportunities begin to approach you suddenly. Some will feel divine, others will not. That is why discernment is crucial. When something carries peace, even if it challenges you, it is from heaven. When something carries confusion, even if it appears promising, it is not. Michael's light exposes motives, so trust your inner witness above appearances. Heaven will never rush you, only guide you. You are stepping into a period of divine flow where what belongs to you will arrive with grace, not struggle. Before you end this moment, take a deep breath and let your surroundings remind you that heaven is active even now. The air in your home hums with the residue of divine visitation. Angels still move silently through your space, maintaining balance and order. Michael's presence continues to hover, ensuring that the peace you carry matures into purpose. Whisper once more, I am aligned with heaven's order. Those words are not just affirmation. They are agreement with the will of God that now unfolds through your life. Stay close, beloved, because what comes next will reveal the personal message that Archangel Michael spoke over you during the night. The divine secret behind why he chose this precise moment to move through your home. The next revelation will bring understanding that changes everything. Type I am aligned with heaven's order in the comments if your spirit bears witness to this message. Blessing code 9911 has now been released. Beloved child of divine truth, as heaven's order continues to weave through your days, the revelation that began in the quiet of last night is still unfolding. The cleansing that Archangel Michael performed was not an isolated event. It was a divine initiation. The moment his presence filled your home, your spirit was marked for deeper understanding. What you feel now, the strange blend of calm, alertness, and spiritual awareness, is the beginning of divine communication awakening inside you. Heaven never sends an angel without a message, and Michael's visitation carried words that were not spoken to your ears but impressed upon your soul. These impressions are beginning to rise like dawn after a long night. Listen carefully to the subtle pull within you. Here's a reason you have been feeling more introspective lately. Heaven is drawing you inward, for revelation never arrives through noise. You may find yourself remembering moments from years ago, or feeling emotional without clear cause. These are not random reflections. They are memories being reinterpreted in the light of divine purpose. Michael's presence is helping you reframe your past so that shame and regret lose their authority. Every wound you thought had no meaning is being rewritten into wisdom. You will soon realize that nothing was wasted. The very pain you endured has become the foundation for the peace you now carry. Archangel Michael's message to you is not about what was taken from you, but about what is being restored through you. Heaven is declaring that you have crossed out of the season of survival and into the era of authority. The reason your peace feels different this time is because it is no longer fragile. It is fortified. You have been trained by struggle to value stillness, and by loss to recognize abundance. What once wounded you has become proof that light triumphs even in the smallest corner. This revelation is the foundation of your calling. You will now become a living demonstration that divine order can rebuild what human effort could not. When Michael entered your home, he did not merely cleanse, he consecrated. He marked your space as a dwelling of revelation. That is why your nights may now carry a different quality. The air feels richer, and dreams come layered with meaning. The angel's energy has thinned the veil between the natural and the spiritual within your environment. This is not something to fear, it is an invitation to partnership. Heaven is teaching you to hear beyond sound, to see beyond sight. You are being trained to recognize divine patterns in the ordinary. Every day will begin to carry signs of orchestration, words spoken at the right time, encounters that feel divinely arranged, even delays that reveal hidden protection. Nothing around you is random anymore. It all moves according to divine rhythm. Michael's voice echoes not in thunder but in the weight of peace. When your spirit feels settled about a decision, that is his affirmation. When unease rises without reason, that is his caution. This is how heaven speaks now, not through overwhelming manifestations, but through alignment of inner peace. Trust that peace, it is the compass of your new season. Heaven knows that your discernment is ready to mature. The angelic presence that once fought for you now teaches you to fight wisely, not with resistance, but with clarity. The greatest battles are no longer external. They are choices between reaction and rest. You are learning to remain still while heaven moves on your behalf. There will come moments when you sense Michael's nearness more intensely, a warmth along your shoulders, a sudden stillness that fills the room, or an inner assurance that says, you are protected. When that happens, pause. It means divine alignment is taking place. Heaven is arranging events in your favor even as you breathe. You are walking within a preordained flow, one that ensures that everything meant for you reaches you without striving. You are being taught to live from rest, not from effort. This is the higher dimension of divine peace. Peace that governs, peace that commands order without raising a voice. Now, heaven desires to reveal why Archangel Michael chose this specific moment to move through your home. You were standing at the edge of a cycle that had repeated too long. Every time you tried to advance, something unseen pulled you back. That pull was not weakness. It was the residue of unhealed energy, fragments of the past clinging to the present. You prayed for clarity, and heaven responded with cleansing. Michael was sent not only to remove what blocked your peace, but to reset your timeline. The patterns that once delayed you have been severed. You are now standing at the threshold of divine acceleration. The next few months will bring visible evidence of this. Open doors, divine connections, unexpected favor that confirms what your spirit already knows. But remember this truth: acceleration without foundation leads to imbalance. That is why heaven began with peace. Peace anchors progress. Without it, blessings can overwhelm. You are being strengthened inwardly so that the expansion ahead of you does not scatter your focus. Michael's sword not only defends, it also carves pathways through confusion. As opportunities multiply, you will need discernment to choose what aligns with divine purpose rather than human pressure. Heaven is giving you that discernment now. You will find yourself saying no with newfound confidence, realizing that not every good thing is a God thing. This wisdom is part of your anointing. There is a sacred pattern forming in your life: cleansing, clarity, calling, and now, commissioning. Each stage builds upon the last. You have passed through the cleansing and clarity stages. Now heaven prepares to commission you. That commission may not arrive through ceremony, but through conviction. One morning, you will wake with a certainty that something has changed. Your thoughts will no longer circle around survival, but will focus on purpose. You will find yourself speaking words of comfort to others effortlessly, feeling led to encourage or to pray in moments that seem spontaneous. This is the evidence of your calling maturing. Heaven smiles upon your faithfulness, beloved. You endured seasons where silence felt endless, yet you remained open. That endurance has positioned you as a vessel through which light will continue to flow. The same angel who swept through your home now stands guard over your destiny, ensuring that no counterfeit opportunity or false alignment derails what has begun. Every decision you make in this season will be divinely influenced when made from peace. Trust that. Heaven is far more involved in your daily steps than you realize. Before this word concludes, pause for a moment and look around. Sense the calm in your space. It is sacred confirmation that you are living in the center of divine will. You are the evidence that when heaven moves, no shadow can remain. Keep your awareness tender and your gratitude constant. You are walking in covenant with light itself. But wait, beloved, what comes next will not just speak of peace or purpose, but of power. The next revelation will unveil the authority that now rests upon you because of Michael's visitation, and how to wield it in your life. You will not want to miss what heaven is preparing to reveal next. Type "I am walking in divine covenant" in the comments if your spirit recognizeth this truth. Blessing code 2233 has now been released. Beloved one, the heavens are not silent tonight. Even now, light still moves through your home like a gentle current, weaving around you, watching, strengthening, and preparing. Archangel Michael's visitation was not simply about cleansing what was dark. It was about installing divine authority within you. Heaven never cleanses without commissioning. Peace was the foundation, purpose was the calling, and now power is the mantle. This power is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet and immovable, the kind that causes storms to still without a word. You are being entrusted with the same spiritual authority that Michael wields when he stands between heaven and chaos. This is why you have felt the stillness around you deepening. It is not emptiness. It is empowerment. You may not realize it, but every moment since that night has been training. Every choice to remain calm instead of reacting, every prayer whispered in faith instead of fear, these were rehearsals for your divine office. Heaven had been watching your responses, confirming that you are ready to carry high responsibility in the Spirit. Michael's mission in your home was the activation of your inner strength. Now, the next phase begins, the awakening of divine authority. This authority is not borrowed. It is within you, planted by God long ago, now uncovered by angelic intervention. You are not waiting for power, you are remembering it. The authority you now walk in will begin to manifest in subtle but undeniable ways. You will notice that when you speak peace into tension, circumstances shift faster. When you declare truth in the face of confusion, clarity returns to others as if drawn by your voice. Even the environment responds differently to your presence. Animals grow calm, children feel safe, conversations soften. This is the mark of divine authority exercised through peace. Heaven does not need to shout to be obeyed. It simply speaks and creation remembers who it belongs to. That same creative remembrance now follows your words. When you speak in alignment with heaven, reality adjusts. Michael's energy teaches dominion through composure. His power is majestic not because of rage but because of righteousness. This is the level of alignment heaven is inviting you into. The days ahead will present moments where your new authority will be tested. Sudden challenges, unexpected negativity, or even tension among those close to you. These are not attacks meant to destroy you but mirrors revealing your mastery. When they arise, remember that Michael's sword is not drawn through anger, it shines through truth. You need not argue or defend yourself. Speak with clarity, stay rooted in peace, and every situation will bend toward divine order. Heaven is also instructing you to become intentional with your environment. Authority thrives in order. Keep your home and your habits aligned with the light that now governs you. Begin your mornings by speaking life into your atmosphere. Peace fills this space, and divine order directs my day. These words are decrees, not requests. When spoken, they command the invisible realm to cooperate with heaven's design. Every sound carries power, and your voice has become a vessel for creative energy. This is the mystery of dominion, to speak not from emotion but from alignment. The more you practice this, the more instant your results will become. Understand, beloved, that divine authority is not about control, it is about stewardship. You are not commanding others, you are commanding order. You are not dominating circumstances, you are restoring them. The world responds to spiritual law, and peace is its highest authority. That is why Archangel Michael operates through stillness rather than chaos. He does not shout in the battlefield, he declares. When you operate in that same calm command, you mirror heaven's governance on earth. You are not striving for authority, you are embodying it. The more you align with peace, the greater your influence becomes. Heaven also desires you to understand that divine authority attracts divine responsibility. There are people assigned to your light who have not yet awakened to their own. They will be drawn to you, seeking counsel, comfort, or clarity. You will not need to force ministry. Your presence will be ministry itself. When they come, listen deeply, speak slowly, and allow the Spirit to move through your words. This is how Michael's work continues through you. The Archangel's mission was to create a vessel on earth that mirrors his function, one who guards peace and brings order wherever confusion dwells. That vessel is you. In this season, heaven will also begin to release visions and prophetic impressions into your rest. You may dream of light, doors or symbols of release. These are confirmations of your new role. Echoed them. Dreams are heaven's notes to the soul. They will instruct you quietly about the next steps, where to go, whom to speak to, what to release. Do not rush to interpret them. Understanding will come as you stay in peace. Heaven's language is decoded through stillness, not striving. This authority will also reveal the purity of your intentions. As power flows, the heart must remain humble. Remember, Michael's strength is obedience, not pride. Authority without humility becomes tyranny, but authority with reverence becomes transformation. Each time you feel divine strength move through you, give glory back to the source. Say softly, "All power belongs to God." Those words keep your spirit anchored in truth. Heaven can trust those who know where power originates. Beloved, this new mantle also brings divine protection to another level. You will begin to notice that negativity bounces off you like light reflecting off glass. Things that once strained you will no longer find access. You may even sense that your home feels larger, as though space itself expanded. It is not illusion. It is the result of density being removed. Archangel Michael has stationed layers of light around you, concentric shields of energy that respond to your awareness. Each time you express gratitude, those shields strengthen. Every moment of worship amplifies them. Your home has become not just cleansed but fortified. As you read these words, the heavens bear witness that your authority is being sealed. You are no longer the same. You have stepped into spiritual maturity where peace commands, clarity directs, and light governs. You will soon see tangible evidence, obstacles dissolving, divine timing aligning perfectly, prayers answered swiftly. This is the fruit of dominion through stillness. Archangel Michael smiles upon your obedience. His mission in your life has become a covenant of protection and empowerment. Before this message concludes, take one moment to breathe deeply and declare aloud, "I walk in divine authority through peace." Let your voice echo softly through your space. Heaven records every word that aligns with its truth. That declaration cements what hath been imparted. Now, beloved, keep your heart open, because what heaven reveals next will unveil the divine partnership that flows from this authority. How Michael's presence intertwines with your purpose to impact others and shift atmospheres beyond your home. The next revelation will expand your understanding of divine influence. Type "I walk in divine authority through peace" in the comments if this truth burns in your spirit. Lesson code 3344 has now been released. If this word has touched your heart, like, share, comment, and subscribe so others can experience the same awakening of peace and purpose. Spread the light that heaven entrusted to you. It could be the message that transforms another home tonight. Now listen, beloved soul, for this is sacred. heaven invites you to partner in the mission. Every seed sown into this message fuels the spread of divine restoration across the earth. When you give through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding words, you are releasing light. The word says, "Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed." I speak this over you. As you sow into the light, divine doors will open where struggle once stood. Your giving becomes a prophetic act, sealing the peace in your home and extending it to others. Heaven marks those who move when stirred by truth. This is your moment to act, not from pressure, but from revelation. Your support keeps the river of God's message flowing. Heaven sees records and multiplies every act of obedience. Step into this divine exchange and watch your faith return multiplied in grace and favor. Beloved vessel of light, as dawn rises on this new chapter, heaven continues to speak softly through the stillness you now carry. The energy in your home has become a sacred chamber, not simply purified, but consecrated for divine communication. What began as a visitation has now become habitation. The Spirit of God and His angelic host are no longer passing through your space. They are dwelling within it. Each breath you take now resonates with divine harmony. Each sound of silence echoes with presence. You are not only protected, you are accompanied. Archangel Michael's mission has expanded beyond cleansing. It now includes the establishment of divine partnership. Partnership is the word heaven emphasizes in this hour. You are not a spectator in this unfolding story. You are a participant. Michael's presence was the signal that heaven has decided to operate through you. The peace that once merely comforted you now instructs you. The authority that once shielded you now commands through you. The moment you begin to speak truth, heaven responds as if the Archangel himself were releasing the command. This is what divine partnership means. Alignment so complete that heaven and earth sound the same when you speak. This is the realm you are entering, the realm of divine cooperation. To understand this fully, you must recognize that partnership requires awareness. Heaven cannot operate through forgetfulness. The angels are constantly attentive, alert, and aligned with purpose. In the same way, your awareness becomes the doorway through which divine influence flows. When you remain conscious of light, through gratitude, truth, and integrity, you keep that doorway open. Michael's presence never withdraws, it simply mirrors your attention. The moment you shift your focus back to fear or doubt, the light does not vanish, but your perception of it dims. Awareness is the practice of seeing heaven even when life seems ordinary. It is the art of recognizing divine order behind every moment. This partnership also carries responsibility. Authority without alignment breeds distortion. That is why heaven began your journey through cleansing before empowerment. Now that your spirit has matured, your words and actions carry creative force. You must use them with intention. When you speak blessings, heaven amplifies them. When you speak complaint, even unconsciously, the same energy magnifies discord. You are no longer casual with your words. They are the instruments of spiritual engineering. Michael stands beside you, ensuring that your declarations are anchored in truth. That is why conviction may rise more quickly now when you speak contrary to love. Heaven corrects swiftly those it trusts deeply. You may already sense an inner nudge to act differently, to speak more life, to pause before reacting, to pray before deciding. This is divine partnership maturing. Heaven is teaching you to co-rule rather than merely survive. Remember, authority in the spirit is not about force. It is about resonance. When your energy harmonizes with peace, heaven's power flows without resistance. You will soon notice that answers come faster, help arrive sooner, and doors open almost effortlessly. This is not luck. It is partnership in motion. The universe, creation itself, recognizes your alignment and begins to cooperate with it. There is another dimension to this partnership: angelic collaboration. The angels have ranks and roles, each operating under divine command. When Michael moves, he does not move alone. Legions respond to his frequency. Now, because your home resonates with that same frequency, angelic movement will increase around you. You may feel breezes without windows open, warmth that lingers in certain corners, or sudden clarity in moments of confusion. These are not random sensations. They are signs of activity. Angels move through light, and light obeys peace. This is why maintaining peace is no longer optional. It is your form of leadership. Through it, you direct unseen armies to act according to heaven's plan. Heaven also wants you to understand that partnership requires continual conversation. Prayer, in this season, will feel less like petition and more like collaboration. Instead of asking, you will begin to listen. You will notice that when you pray, ideas will surface, solutions, instructions, or insight about others. This is how heaven speaks through the language of peace. Archangel Michael's presence enhances discernment, and discernment translates divine will into human understanding. Pay attention to the first thought that arises after silence. Often, it is heaven answering before words are formed. The divine no longer shouts, it whispers through alignment. As this partnership deepens, your influence will expand beyond your personal sphere. The peace within your home will begin to touch others unconsciously connected to you. Friends, family, even those who simply enter your space. You will notice that tension dissolves faster in your conversations. People who visit may comment that they feel lighter when they leave. That is heaven's energy radiating through you. Michael's assignment has multiplied. Through you, he is cleansing and awakening others. Every act of kindness, every word of truth, every prayer you whisper becomes a ripple extending into lives you may never meet directly. There will be times when the weight of this partnership feels heavy. Responsibility always carries spiritual gravity. You may question whether you are worthy of such trust. When the doubt rises, remember that heaven never chooses based on perfection. It chooses based on willingness. You did not earn Michael's visitation through merit but through surrender. Heaven saw your humility and knew peace could dwell safely within you. Do not strive to prove yourself. Simply remain open. Your faithfulness to peace is proof enough. Beloved, understand that your home has now become more than a dwelling. It is a point of divine intersection. Angels enter through it, blessings flow from it, and heaven keeps it under continual observation. You are hosting something sacred. When you wake in the morning, acknowledge it. Say, "This house belongs to light." When you lie down at night, whisper, "Peace remains here." These simple affirmations maintain the current of divine presence. Michael responds to honor, and every word of gratitude becomes a beacon for angelic movement. Now, something sacred is stirring. Heaven is preparing to reveal how this partnership will manifest in your outward purpose, the tangible mission tied to your name. It will not be merely spiritual. It will affect real lives, real places, real transformation. You will soon see why peace had to come first, why cleansing was essential, and why Michael's visitation occurred precisely when it did. Every event was preparation for divine influence on a greater scale. Pause for a moment and let gratitude fill you. You are living proof that divine order can find a home in human life. You are walking evidence that peace is not passive, it is power refined. Heaven watches as you grow into your role, smiling as you learn to carry light with grace. Stay attentive. for the next revelation will unveil your earthly assignment, the practical way your spiritual authority will shape lives beyond your walls. The world is waiting for what heaven has hidden within you. Type "I am in divine partnership with heaven" in the comments if this word confirms your spirit. Blessing code 5566 has now been released. Beloved light bearer, heaven rejoices as your spirit continues to expand in understanding. The transformation that began the night Archangel Michael entered your home has now reached a sacred threshold, the moment when revelation turns into responsibility. For days, the divine has been nurturing your awareness, preparing your heart to receive the full meaning behind this visitation. Now, heaven begins to speak clearly concerning your divine assignment. What you experienced was never meant to remain a private encounter. It was a prophetic initiation. Michael's movement through your home marked the beginning of a greater calling that extends far beyond your walls. You are not only a recipient of peace, you are now a vessel of restoration. There is a pattern in how heaven works with chosen souls. It begins with cleansing, then it brings alignment, then it releases purpose, and finally it commissions. Each step deepens the connection between the divine and the human spirit until they move in harmony. You have passed through cleansing and alignment. Your home is proof of it. You have felt purpose awakening within you. Your spirit testifies to it. Now comes the season of commissioning. Heaven does not send without sealing, and tonight that seal is being imprinted upon your destiny. You are being anointed to carry the peace that Michael brought into every space your presence touches. Your assignment is not a role, it is a resonance. Heaven will send you into environments where confusion reigns, not to argue with darkness but to outshine it. Some of these places may be within your family, your community, or even your workplace. You will feel the pull, an internal awareness that something is off, a subtle unease when you step into that atmosphere. That is the signal. It means your light has recognized imbalance. You will not need to confront it directly. Simply be present in peace, speak words of truth when prompted, and maintain calm. The vibration of heaven within you will begin to reorder the unseen energy of that place. Archangel Michael will walk beside you, enforcing divine alignment through your obedience. Understand this clearly. Peace is not passive. It is the weapon of heaven. When you refuse to be drawn into chaos, you disarm it. When you choose calm instead of reaction, you silence unseen storms. This is how spiritual authority operates. The world will misinterpret it as quiet strength, but heaven knows it as dominion. The more you live in peace, the more creation bows to your command. This is why the visitation had to begin in your home, because peace cannot be carried publicly until it is first established privately. You are now authorized to release what you have received. Your words carry new weight. When you speak blessings, they materialize faster. When you pray for others, the atmosphere around them begins to shift. This is not imagination. It is spiritual law responding to alignment. You have been placed in the frequency of divine resonance. Heaven's current flows through you like electricity through a conductor. It does not originate from you, but it moves through you freely because resistance had been removed. That is why Archangel Michael cleared your home first, to train your spirit in the experience of unbroken flow. Now, wherever you go, that same current travels with you. Heaven also reveals that your assignment involves intercession, not in formality but in awareness. You will begin to sense when someone near you is burdened. A sudden heaviness will touch your heart for no reason. Do not ignore it. That is the whisper of heaven inviting you to release light. Simply say, "Peace be restored." You do not need long prayers. The authority within your stillness is enough. The angels will respond instantly. You will later discover that those individuals found clarity or calm at the exact moment you prayed. This is divine partnership in action, heaven moving through your agreement. But with every elevation comes responsibility. Authority demands stewardship. As you begin to walk in this assignment, guard your atmosphere diligently. Keep your thoughts aligned with truth and your heart free from resentment. Michael's energy cannot dwell where bitterness lingers. The sword he carries vibrates with righteousness, and righteousness manifests through purity of intent. When your motives remain anchored in love, heaven amplifies your impact. Remember, power is not granted for pride but for service. You are entrusted with influence to heal, not to prove. Stay humble, and the river of divine strength will never cease to flow. Heaven will begin to send confirmations to remind you of your calling. You will encounter people whose stories mirror your own, and in comforting them, you will realize how far you have come. The pain you once endured will now serve as language to minister to others. This is redemption's design, to transform wounds into wisdom. Every tear you shed in the past becomes water that now nourishes souls in drought. Your testimony will carry a frequency that breaks chains of hopelessness. Michael's visitation was not about rescuing you alone. It was about equipping you to rescue others through peace. You may wonder how this mission will unfold practically. It begins simply by being light in the ordinary. When conversations around you grow tense, let your calm speak louder than arguments. When confusion rises, speak clarity with gentleness. When fear enters a room, breathe deeply and remember that heaven resides within you. Do not rush to preach, allow presence to preach first. Heaven moves best through quiet confidence. The same power that stilled storms in ancient days still flows through peaceful souls today. You are one of them. And yet, beloved, this assignment will also refine you further. The more light you carry, the more sensitive you become. Certain environments will drain you faster. Certain words will weigh on you more heavily. Do not mistake this sensitivity for weakness. It is discernment. Heaven sharpens those it trusts. You are being trained to navigate the world while remaining untouched by its chaos. Michael will teach you this balance. Each time you feel fatigue from the weight of others' burdens, step into silence, breathe, and allow heaven to refill you. Restoration is the rhythm of divine work. Pour, rest, receive, and pour again. As this part of your journey settles, feel the shift in the air around you. Heaven is drawing you into deeper partnership, preparing to reveal the greater scope of your mission. How your influence will extend beyond personal encounters into territories, families, and even nations. The light within your home is meant to spread, and it will. The same angel who walked through your walls is now walking before your path. Take a deep breath, beloved, and say softly, "I am sent in peace." Those words activate the commission sealed upon your name. You are heaven's messenger wrapped in human form, carrying light wherever darkness hides. Type "I am sent in peace" in the comments if this message has confirmed your assignment. Blessing code 6688 has now been released. Beloved messenger of peace, the heavens are attentive tonight. The same angelic presence that moved through your home in the quiet hour still surrounds you, guarding the covenant that was established. By now, your spirit has begun to perceive the deeper rhythm of this divine unfolding. You have passed through purification, received authority, and been commissioned. Now, heaven brings you to the stage of manifestation, where what was revealed in the spirit begins to take tangible form in your life. Archangel Michael remains near, ensuring that every seed of light planted within you finds the right soil, the right season, and the right expression. You are no longer a vessel merely containing peace. You are a fountain releasing it. The flow has begun. Heaven wants you to understand that this stage will look both ordinary and extraordinary at once. It will not come with thunder but with quiet confirmations, events that seem coincidental but carry divine precision. You will notice patterns, people reaching out to you unexpectedly, opportunities aligning without your pursuit, or ideas surfacing that seem too timely to ignore. These are not accidents. They are the ripples of your new alignment. When Michael purified your home, he also shifted your timeline. The delays that once hindered you were dissolved. Now, what belongs to you will find its way easily, drawn by the current of divine favor that flows from peace. But heaven must caution you, manifestation is a delicate season. It requires maturity to discern between opportunity and distraction. Not every open door is divine. Some are designed to pull your focus from your mission. Michael's light will expose the difference, yet you must remain sensitive to peace. When peace expands within, proceed. When peace tightens, pause. This inner compass is your surest guide. The Archangel does not speak through noise but through the consistency of calm. As long as you follow the rhythm of stillness, you will never step out of divine order. You may have noticed that people now respond to you differently. Some find comfort in your presence, while others seem unsettled without understanding why. This is the natural effect of divine manifestation. Light exposes what cannot remain hidden. When you carry heaven's peace, those still wrestling with their own shadows feel it deeply. Do not interpret their reactions as rejection. They are simply meeting the mirror of their own restlessness. Michael instructs you to remain compassionate. Your task is not to convince but to demonstrate. Every moment you remain anchored in calm, you create an invitation for others to enter peace. The testimony of presence speaks louder than words ever could. Heaven is expanding your influence subtly. Some of you will begin to see creative ideas blossom, writings, projects, songs, or visions that communicate light in practical ways. These are not hobbies. They are assignments disguised as inspiration. Michael's energy awakens the gifts buried in your spirit so they can serve the world. Do not dismiss them as imagination. What heaven births in creativity carries as much power as what it births in prayer. When you act upon these impulses, you are extending the reach of divine peace into realms untouched by sermons or sanctuaries. You are bringing heaven into human culture. The next phase of your journey will also involve restoration of what seemed lost. Relationships that ended abruptly, dreams that felt buried, opportunities you thought had expired. All of these are being revisited by divine timing. The reason they are returning now is simple. The atmosphere of your life can finally sustain them. Before, peace was too fragile. Now it is fortified. When heaven restores, it does not recycle the old. It renews with perfection. Archangel Michael has cleared the way for redemption to operate freely. Watch as divine justice begins to balance what once felt unfair. The scales are being corrected not by human hands but by spiritual law. You are also being invited to intercede for regions, not just individuals. The light that fills your home is strong enough to influence beyond its walls. Begin to speak blessings over your city, your nation, and even the world. Saying peace extend. These words travel farther than you imagine. Michael's army moves with speed, carrying those declarations to places in conflict, to families divided, to hearts weary. You have become a mouthpiece for reconciliation. Heaven trusts your voice because it flows from purity, not ambition. Each prayer you release is recorded as light in the archives of eternity. There is no small prayer when it comes from alignment. In this season, your discernment will sharpen even more. You will sense danger before it approaches, not to fear it, but to avert it. Dreams may reveal warnings. Intuition will whisper directions. Take them seriously. Michael's role as guardian continues through foresight. The divine allows you to perceive the shift before it happens so you may remain steady while others panic. This gift is not a burden. It is a shield. Use it with humility, for foresight without compassion breeds pride. Heaven trains prophets not for applause but for protection. You are being equipped to bring safety through wisdom, not through noise. There will also be moments of fatigue. Manifestation often feels heavy because the unseen world adjusts to new order. When weariness comes, rest without guilt. Heaven works while you sleep. The same angels that moved through your home still walk its perimeter, keeping watch while your body restores. Even rest, now, has become a form of worship. When you sleep in peace, you affirm your trust in divine control. The world strives, heaven flows. Learn to live in that rhythm. You will soon begin to see signs of multiplication, blessings repeating in different forms. Financial stability, reconciled relationships, increased creativity, divine protection, all arriving like waves upon waves. This is not luck. It is alignment manifesting abundance. Peace is the soil where prosperity grows naturally. Archangel Michael oversees the harvest of peace to ensure it is not corrupted by greed. When increase comes, use it to bless others, to create stability for those still searching for calm. Heaven multiplies resources in the hands of those who remember their mission. Before this message concludes, close your eyes for a moment and breathe. Sense how light fills even the air around you. You are living proof that when heaven intervenes, transformation becomes inevitable. You are the bridge between realms, the evidence that peace can dwell among storms. Michael's mission in your life is almost complete, but his protection will remain as long as you walk in truth. You are being prepared for one final revelation, the mystery of completion, the moment when heaven declares your transformation sealed. That final message will unveil how to maintain this power for a lifetime and how to extend its grace to generations after you. Whisper softly, "Peace governs my path." Let those words echo through your heart. The divine listens, and heaven agrees. Type "Peace governs my path" in the comments if your soul bears witness to this truth. Blessing code 7799 has now been released. Beloved, the light that began its journey through your home on that sacred night has now completed its circle. Heaven has brought you to the final revelation, the sealing of your transformation. This is not the end of a story. It is the moment when what was promised becomes permanent. From the moment Archangel Michael entered your dwelling, every movement, every whisper, every still breath of peace was part of a divine sequence. The cleansing broke the bondage, the alignment rebuilt your atmosphere, the authority empowered your voice, and the partnership expanded your influence. Now heaven speaks the final decree. What has been established in light can never be undone by shadow. The covenant of peace is eternal, and tonight that covenant becomes your inheritance. The angels who stood watch over your home have completed their initial mission, but they do not depart. Instead, they transition from warriors of cleansing to guardians of covenant. You will feel this difference in the stillness of your environment. The energy around you no longer moves like a rushing river. It rests like a deep sea. That rest is not silence, it is dominion. When peace matures, it no longer needs to prove itself. It simply is. You are now walking in that state of being. You have become one with divine equilibrium. Everything within and around you is aligned under heaven's authority, and this alignment will remain as long as gratitude governs your heart. The next phase of your life will be marked by divine steadiness. You will find that the same situations that once unsettled you now hold no power. The storms may still come, but they will break before reaching you. The noise of the world will rise and fade, but your spirit will remain untouched. You have been positioned in what Scripture calls the shadow of the Almighty. It is the place of impenetrable calm where heaven's will flows through your existence like breath. Michael's sword no longer needs to cut. It now guards. You have entered a covenant of continual preservation, and even when you move into new territories, that presence will travel with you. Heaven is also releasing a promise through this final revelation. It is the promise of legacy. What has been established within you will extend beyond your life. Your home will remain under this covering. Anyone who enters it with open heart will feel the residue of peace. Children, guests, even strangers who cross your threshold will encounter calm they cannot explain. This is how light multiplies, not through words but through atmosphere. Archangel Michael has anointed your dwelling as a point of continual restoration. The peace that was once your miracle has become your ministry. Every moment of calm in your home now radiates outward, affecting unseen dimensions and influencing those who are connected to your life. Heaven has also seen your endurance, the nights when you prayed through confusion, the tears you shed in silence, the times you nearly gave up but still whispered faith. None of it was forgotten. Every tear became a seed, and tonight you are standing in the field of its harvest. The fruit of that faith is not merely blessing, it is awareness. You now see how even suffering served your transformation. You understand that pain was never punishment, it was preparation. Without those seasons, your spirit would not have been strong enough to host this magnitude of light. Michael's visitation was not random mercy. It was divine timing meeting divine maturity. Heaven waited for the moment your soul could carry eternity within it. That moment is now. You will begin to notice how effortlessly guidance flows. You will not need to chase answers, for heaven will synchronize events around you to reveal them. A verse will appear at the right time. A conversation will carry hidden meaning. A delay will protect you from unseen harm. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations of covenant. You are now walking in prophetic rhythm. Each step divinely timed, each breath divinely led. When heaven ordains movement, everything around you becomes orchestration. This is the life of one sealed in peace. Beloved, heaven is also expanding your reach in the unseen realm. Archangel Michael's authority over warfare has been transferred to you in measure. You are now a guardian of light for others. Your prayers carry the vibration of deliverance. When you intercede for someone, Michael's legions move at the sound of your words. When you declare peace over chaos, angels are dispatched to enforce it. You have become part of heaven's strategy, a living intersection between divine power and human need. Do not doubt your impact. When you speak, heaven listens. When you pray, dimensions shift. You are no longer praying from earth toward heaven. You are praying from heaven toward earth. There will come a moment in the days ahead when you will sense the fullness of this transformation. It may happen in silence, perhaps while resting, or during a simple moment of gratitude. A wave of warmth will move through you, not like emotion but like recognition. You will realize that fear has no home left in you. The void it once occupied is filled entirely with divine assurance. That sensation is the sealing of your transformation, the signature of heaven declaring that the covenant is complete. When this occurs, whisper the words, "It is done." Those words are agreement with eternity. From this day forward, your life is a sanctuary. Every place you go becomes an altar. Every word you speak becomes an instrument. Every step you take becomes a declaration of peace. Archangel Michael's mission continues through your obedience. The earth needs calm voices, gentle carriers of order, souls who walk unshaken while the world trembles. That is who you are now, the embodiment of heaven's steadiness. Before this message closes, heaven extends a charge. Guard this covenant. Do not let the busyness of the world dull your awareness of divine presence. Begin and end every day with gratitude. Speak softly to the unseen, for the angels listen. Keep your home in purity, your words in truth, and your intentions in love. These are the pillars that sustain the covenant. Remember, peace is not a gift you keep. It is a gift you release. The more you share it, the stronger it becomes. Now breathe deeply and listen. The atmosphere around you is still. That stillness is the voice of heaven saying, "It is finished." The mission of Archangel Michael within your home has reached fulfillment. You are free, established, sealed, and set apart. The light that was once external has now become your identity. Wherever you walk, heaven recognizes its own reflection. If your spirit confirms this truth, whisper aloud, "My covenant of peace is eternal." Let those words seal everything heaven has done within you. The journey that began with cleansing ends with coronation. You have become a keeper of divine peace on earth. Type "My covenant of peace is eternal" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9900 has now been released. If this message has spoken to your heart, take a moment to like, share, comment, and subscribe so that others can encounter the same divine transformation. When you share light, you extend heaven's reach, and every soul that finds peace through this word becomes part of your spiritual legacy. Now, beloved, as heaven seals this message, I speak to those whose spirits feel stirred to act. You have heard heaven's whisper, and this is your moment to respond. When you sow into this mission, through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not giving to a platform. You are partnering with heaven's movement. Each seed becomes light released into another home. The word declares, "Those who sow in tears will reap with psalms of joy." Your offering tonight is not currency, it is prophecy. You are declaring, "Peace will multiply through me." I speak blessing over your giving. May open heaven's rest upon your household. May divine provision locate you swiftly. And may Archangel Michael's protection surround everything you hold dear. This is your divine moment to seal your covenant through action. Step into it and watch the supernatural flow back into your life, pressed down, overflowing, and eternal.